y'all. Thanks for coming back and joining us today. One of the things we're going to do today is talk about our FAQs, our frequently asked questions, because there are a lot of them. And I think it's so important for us to kind of explain the very detailed, intricate things of what it means to have a professional equity theater here in Charleston. So we're just going to go along and talk about the things that we get asked the most often. So here we go.
When we're talking about equity with a lowercase e, we're talking about equitable treatment for all. Everybody has an opportunity. When we're talking about equity with a capital E, we're specifically referring to the union, Actors Equity Association, which is the union of professional actors and stage managers in the United States. So, as a union member, of Actors Equity Association, certain things that I experienced when I entered the professional theater world were certain things I was already experiencing non-equity, but there were situations, unfortunately, at times where we weren't all being treated professionally, whether that was due to the lack of light in the dressing room or the lack of air conditioning on hot days. And things that we sort of take for granted. You'd think, like, you say this all the time, be a good human. Like you would think, but sometimes when people aren't held accountable to a certain level, then you don't get what you think or really what you should deserve. So Actors Equity Association has created sort of a bar that everybody has to reach, which creates a level playing field so that you can enter into a rehearsal studio and know that you probably aren't going to rehearse dance numbers on a concrete floor repeatedly, or that you're going to be, given safe and sanitary conditions in the dressing room, have a place to change clothes, have heat and AC in the months that demand heat and AC. You might have been experiencing professional treatment in a non-equity situation, but then you might be lacking in the salary component, for example. So not only does Actors Equity Association provide safe and sanitary, clean and equitable working conditions, but also provides a minimum salary. And then for non-equity performers working in equity theaters, they also have points toward union membership or a certain salary that goes along with their time in the space with those other equity performers and gives them a path to joining the union.
So Charleston Playhouse is going to operate under a letter of agreement with Actors Equity Association, referencing the League of Resident Theaters. And so what that means is that it's going to put us on a tier where we can employ not only professional actors under equity, but also technicians and stage managers. And so it's really going to extend those career opportunities to other people who work in the industry, the people who behind the scenes make it all happen. Everybody thinks about the actors. That's the only people they ever think about because they're the ones on stage, but it's really 3 times as many people who have their hands on anything that you see. And so we'll be able to lift those people up. With our partnership with the College of Charleston, we're gonna be able to offer things like internships, master classes for the next generation of theater performers, which is really exciting. Yeah.
So we want non-union members and union members alike to work with us, from actors, technicians, designers. There's room at the table for everybody, and we want to be able to pay fair, equitable wages, competitive wages to our equity members, as well as people striving to enter into the equity.
To work at an equity theater doesn't necessarily mean that you have to be equity. That's not what that means. It means you are then working in a professional setting based on the standards of Actors Equity Association. So, It's giving those opportunities to local professionals who maybe aren't necessarily equity and want to be, or maybe they don't want to be and they just want to work professionally and get paid a competitive weekly salary,
And the other thing that's so great about that is giving local performers who haven't reached that upper echelon of acting in their career yet to work alongside Broadway caliber actors who have that experience to learn from and grow while earning their credits to get into Actors Equity Association.
Absolutely. So we're so excited to welcome all people to audition. From in Charleston, we're going to be auditioning in New York City every year. And people are going to come from all over. So we'll have people from Atlanta, we'll have people from all over the South coming to Charleston to audition for us. So it's very exciting.
We're on the map, baby.
Yeah. So the first thing that we're going to be producing this fiscal year, so starting in December, is our Broadway Cabaret series. So we will be featuring local professionals, members of Actors Equity Association, and Broadway actors as well, putting on an intimate cabaret performance that will be sponsored by the Department of Theater and Dance at the College of Charleston. We will be in their Chapel Theater downtown in a really small, intimate space of 104 seats. So into our second fiscal year, we're then going to introduce our Broadway concert series, which is featuring A-list Broadway actors that you'll all know. Even if you're not a theater person, you will know who these people are. So, you know, the caliber of these people could be, for example, like Kristen Chenoweth, Idina Menzel, you know, Patti LuPone, like people that you know. And then on top of that, we're going to continue building into our third fiscal year, when we will be offering our 4 large-scale musical productions. You know, all shows that you'll of course know, and really making a diverse season, so there's something for everyone.
In a city like Charleston, #1 city in the nation, right? We have so much to offer. We have so much to offer already, as far as the arts go, history, our beautiful beaches, I mean, food and people that are just amazing. You know, adding something like Charleston Playhouse to everything that we already have is just icing on the cake. I mean, we've got theaters who do amazing work, all kinds of work, experimental work, original work, you know, music, straight plays, Shakespeare. We've got everything that there is, and there's this little niche left, right? The one thing that we don't have, the one jewel in the crown that is Charleston, is Equity Theater. And what's gonna make it so great for all of our local theaters is that it's only going to lift them up. It's going to bring people to see what they do. It's going to bring an influx of professionals who can give, you know, advice and insight and get involved, you know, in our community theaters and our experimental theaters and everything. And the thing about theater is that the more theater you have, the more types of theater, the more ways that people get to express themselves, the more people that come and see everything that we can offer. I mean, it just makes it better for everyone. Right? Having a healthy arts ecosystem in the city, building off of everything we already have, is only going to make what we do more valuable, more interesting, and just more well-developed.
Thank you so much for joining us today. We truly appreciate your support. Please give us a thumbs up, a like, share with your friends, and subscribe to our channel to learn more about Charleston Playhouse.